how to create a countdown timer for your videos. So there's a handful of different ways. I'm going to show you all different ways you can do it. So it doesn't matter if you have a Mac, a PC, so you can dive right into it and start getting a countdown timer. Hi, I'm Scott White. I help consult businesses. I also have a YouTube course on teaching people how to grow their business utilizing YouTube. Obviously, I work with businesses to help them grow from $250 onto $1 million plus in revenue. But right now, I'm just going to show you how to create a countdown timer. So first step, we're going to go into YouTube and we're going to show you how you can get a countdown timer immediately and add it to your video. So first you log into YouTube. So now I'm logged into YouTube and you would just type in countdown timer. So it could be 10 minutes, could be 4 minutes, could be whatever. So you want to select filters and go to Creative Commons. So once you're in Creative Commons, it will give you a list of countdown timers that you can use. So let me get rid of this one here. This is one I've clicked on here. All you do is copy this link. So let's say I want to download this. And this is a 10-minute timer, right? That you can now add to your videos. So come in here, just, go to y2mate.com, type that in. And you want to download what size. I would recommend the 1080p here. Just click download here. And then hit download into your computer. So once that's downloaded in here, that will take a little bit to download. So I'm going to go to the next step. So obviously in YouTube, there's a handful of different timers that you can find that might work, that you might like, and so forth. And that's the easiest way. And then you can import that into whatever. Just make sure you go into Creative Commons. That makes it so you're allowed to use these timers. So 4-minute timer you can see, and then just go there, click the link, add it to Y2Mate and hit download that timer, and then you have that. I'm not going to go for the redirect. So that's one step, right? So all you do from there is obviously I have my screen recording program in here. So I have just some content based here. So I can drag and drop this video now into my software that I'm using. This is actually using ScreenFlow to record this. You can use it with iMovie. So you pull up here, so you can notice here, now I have this timer in here. So with ScreenFlow, all I have to do is shrink this down in here, and then that will show that timer. So obviously as it comes in here, so if I play the video, it's going to start 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it's going to go down into the 10-minute timer countdown. And if I want, I can edit that out, right? I can remove the countdown and just delete that here, edit it. I can also reverse the clip if I want it to go the other direction and count up. Right, so that's the simplest way to add the countdown timers. Just download it using YouTube Mate and YouTube, and then making an adjustment. Another way to do it is obviously using Canva. So come into Canva, and so if I want to come into Canva, and I go into just type in videos, come into video here, and so then if I just create a blank video. So I can do two things. I can upload my entire video into Canva and then add the timer that way. Or I can just create the timer in Canva and then download it. So no different than here. If I go search templates, I want to go into videos and I just want to find countdown timer, right? And I can find one for 30 seconds, add that in here. And obviously you want to do the paid version versus the other version. So you log that in, it shows the countdown timer, right? You can also just type in, if I want a longer timer here, so 10-minute countdown timer. Let's see if I can find one in here, 16, 10 seconds, 9 seconds. There's a 30-minute. Obviously, if you download the 30-minute, you can make the adjustments and edit it in your software. There is a 10-minute one in here somewhere. I just can't seem to find it. So in here, once this is set up, you can just take this 30-minute one, no different, download video, high quality, hit download, and then that's going to download into here, and that's going to pull that up, and then I can obviously take that and download it and drop it into here, and then add it in here. This is actually ScreenFlow I'm editing with, but if I pull up iMovie, I can do the same thing. Come in here, add that timer. The key thing is when you add the timer in here, you have to click this button, make sure it's picture-in-picture, and then you can show that timer in iMovie. So next, my actual favorite way to create a timer, so you can have a transparent timer, change the colors, control the timing, all that stuff even more, is you come into a software called Keynote. And here, let me pull that up. So I'm in Keynote, and you can actually see this timer all set up in here. So I'm gonna delete it, so you can't see anything in here. So the step of Keynote is you wanna make sure, obviously you can add a slide, right? And I want to do actually a statement slide for purposes that will make things a whole lot easier and faster for what you want. So I create a statement slide. Let's say I want to obviously add in the numbers, if I can do the right clock here. So I add my clock in here. If I want to change the slide from the master standpoint, so all I do is click in here and I go into View, Edit Master Slide. So let's say I come into Statement here. Where is Statement? So I come into Statement. That's the one I'm using. So now that I'm in here, now I can go into this and I can change the colors of that I want for here. So if I want it to be white or blue or whatever, that will change all the slides that I'm working on. If I want to make it bold, if I want to adjust the font, if I want to change any of that stuff, the font size, if I want spacing, if I want to add any drop shadowing or all that, based off arrangement, any of those details you would change at the master slide level. Okay, so now that I'm in here, I want to hit done, and this is what I want from a master slide. So I come in here and I'm going to add in the statement slide because that's that. And like I said, you could manually add one slide and then just create more and just keep doing it. Command D will create more additional ones, and then you can edit them. And this is fine to do if you want to do a rep counter, but who has time to do any of this stuff, right? So let's delete all this. So there's a little simple script that you can use, and I'm gonna pull up script editor, right? So this is script editor, and this is basically showing that I'm using Keynote. I have to make sure I have it selected as JavaScript. The presentation in Keynote, slide master is statement. So if you change this, obviously if you're using a different master slide, right? Let's say I'm using photo vertical, title top, I create a blank one or whatever, whatever one I'm using, that script will run based off of what this is selected. So you want to make sure statement is selected if that's what you're using. Here is based off of the total time here. So the total time is 240 seconds. So obviously if you don't know, if you have a 10-minute video, a 20-minute video, or 30-minute video for a specific amount of time, then you should understand what time that you're using. So you can come in here, and if you're using minute seconds, so let's say I'm doing a 10-minute and second video, or a 5-minute and 14-second video. So that's 314 seconds if you don't want to do the math yourself. And then I come into that script editor, so I would adjust that here to be a 3-minute and 14 second, but I'm just gonna do 120, right? Make it only 2 minutes long. Then minutes in math is divided by 60, and then seconds is 60. So I wouldn't really mess with this at all. You can invert it so it counts up versus down. But I find it's easier to do it in the editing phase. So now that Keynote is pulled up, this is here. I'm going to go back into my slides only. Oops, I'm going to go into my navigator. I want to make sure my statement slide is selected, and we're good there. I want to hit done on master slide. I'm going to add a new slide. I'm going to add the statement slide. So now I come into the script editor, and as long as everything's selected correctly, JavaScript is selected, I have a statement slide pulled up, I just hit play, right? And you notice now it's creating my time here. So it takes a little while depending on how long or how much time you selected for that to be. And so it's gonna come up and load. It's almost finished, right? 2 minutes, right? So now it just created my entire time. Obviously I want to delete these. So I want to delete all that. So if I want no background on this, I hit change master, I go to statement, I go to edit master slide and go into statement, and I hit no fill. No fill, if it's selected for the master slide, it will make the background transparent, which is really cool. I like that. And obviously if you want to change the master slide, let's go back in here, go to in the master slide level, go to slides only. And so now once that's selected, no, I gotta get out of here, right? So now that I'm in here and I go to my navigator, I can see all my time. So that's all selected. Now if I want to export this, so I just go to File, Export as a movie. So I go movie, I want to go custom here. I want this to be 1 to 2 seconds, right? Because obviously it's every second it's changing. So I want to go 1920 by 1080 for custom. I also want to make sure this Apple ProRes 444 is selected and export transparent background. So that's selected. And then I just click next. And then I'm going to save that slide, right? And I just type in what I want it saved. Obviously I've already saved it. So come in here and I'm going to pull in ScreenFlow again. Or no, sorry, this is iMovie. So this is the non-transparent one. So let me pull in the 4-minute transparent one. So I come in here, drag and drop this down. I'll get rid of this one. Okay, now that I got rid of that one, so this is the transparent one. I have the picture-in-picture selected. And then it counts up based off of, let me stop this here. So move this here in ScreenFlow. And so now I can see once I hit play, it will start that timer, right? And start going. Obviously I can come in here and hit reverse and change that around, or I can reverse it in the other one. If I want to make an adjustment to this timer, I can just make those changes in there. On ScreenFlow, which is my preferred editing software just because it's faster and easier, you can see that I dropped it in here. So this is the one, let's get rid of this one. And let's get rid of this one. So this is the transparent one. I can move this around. And if I want to click here, I can go, where is reverse clip? So I can have it count down, right? Based off of this image and so forth. So let's say I need this to be the exact time. So I move this at the starting position, right? Line that up and then edit it here. So now it starts down from 1 minute and 3 seconds and then obviously finishes right at 0 seconds. And it has no background or any of that data in there. And that's how simple you can create backgrounds. So obviously Right, getting back into this, Keynote is my preferred method. If you're using a Mac, you can also do that in PowerPoint. I love that script. I'll include the script in the descriptions and where you can access it. This is just a metric time. Otherwise, you can grab the countdown timers directly from YouTube. Just make sure you go to filters and you go to Creative Commons. You can also do it in Canva, like I said. So there's multiple ways that you can create countdown timers that you can then install in your videos to make it more effective and engaging. So hopefully this was really helpful. If you find a lot of value in it, just hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Leave a comment below on what else you'd like to see to help you with your YouTube videos, or any video for that matter. And like I said, you can also do this in PowerPoint. I can add a video or a link to a video that shows you how you can do it in PowerPoint, and hopefully this will get you back on the right track to create countdown timers faster and more effectively to save you time and make your videos higher quality. All right, thank you, and I wish you the best. Take care.